First of all, I want to say this. You know, I challenged our kids about class and character. We talk about responding. I'm as proud of those guys and what they walked out there and did. And the circumstance, we had mistakes early, shot ourselves in the foot, put those guys in the lead, and that's a good football team. And our defense just kept playing. Our offense, once we got the rhythm, we started scoring and moving the ball. Still had some opportunities out there that we left, but stayed aggressive in the game. I went from about a 26-yard first quarter to a 479-yard three quarters. But a lot of those young guys grew up a tough, physical, hard football game. Guys knocked out, lose guys, certain numbers of backs down, and whatever it may be. That team stood up and competed. I'm extremely, extremely proud of those guys. Playing the next play, playing every play like it was their last, and competed in the game. We didn't play well at times. We played real well at times. And but this team is a competitive team. I'm extremely proud of them. Extremely proud of them, and happy for the results in which we got. We got a lot of things we got to clean up. We know that, but still keep them being a work in progress. But you know, really good. I thought defense was outstanding. Sean came in and gave us a great spark. We were able to run the football and got some backs hurt, so we had to lose our fullback too, Freddie, because he does so many things for us, and just tons of things that went on back and forth. But no matter what, they just kept the next guy up and just kept playing and made plays. So extremely proud of them. Very tough game. NC State's a very good football team. Our defense was outstanding, putting pressure on their quarterback, and I thought we did this year. We got him on the ground. I think they're getting him on the ground and affecting him and not letting him run around and make plays. He's a heck of a player for them. So very proud of those guys.
Jimbo, can you talk about the decision to change quarterbacks in the second quarter? Was that your decision, a committee decision, or?
No, it was my decision, and all things are all my responsibility. Just a dynamic. We was in a bad rut. We thought we could give us a spark, and we talked about going in. If things didn't go well, that's what we wanted to do. Had every guys prepared, and Sean did that. That's not easy to do. To walk in there and do what he did and played an outstanding game and made the plays, and we got some rhythm on offense, and then we took off.
So you came into the game thinking that if it didn't go well early on, you'd be.
Well, yeah, I mean, you always have that, because I've had that with those two all year. You know, if we didn't do the things we needed to do, and they'd had good practices, neither one of them had practiced badly, just some things we thought early we could get. We thought that Everett could give us a little better situation, but unfortunately had a couple tough plays, and you know, you can't turn the ball over like that, and he didn't mean to. And like I said, we haven't made turnovers today. We had all year, I think, but that's good. I mean, we rebounded back, and those guys see they can overcome those things, and again, thought Sean did a great job.
How do you react to Monty Aguilar from the start this week?
Who, Sean?
Yeah.
Good. We had a great, tremendous. We even talked that day, to come back the next day, and we talked again, expected why, things. I spent a lot of time with that. I think that's extremely important. Open communication between people. You don't, it's not the old days of, Dad says so, but here's why. Here's why, and here's what I'm going to do, and here's what I'm going to need you to do. And that guy is a heck of a guy, and what he did, the maturity he showed to be able to be ready and win and do that.
Jimbo, what's it say about him, though? It's hard to lose a job after you've started for 2 years.
He didn't lose it, but he really didn't lose the job. It was just a skill set going into the game, and I did a great job of earning the job today.
How do you assess the fight level of this team to be able to come back for those 5 turnovers?
I love the character. You know what I mean? Really, it was 3, and then the fourth one was the one that got us. Down we got a missed block. We had that one open for a touchdown. Nobody's got some protection. We had it on a double move, and but I like the aggression. So. But the character of these guys is top notch. Again, I say this all the time. We've got great players, we've got better kids, and they did a heck of a job fighting and competing in this game.
Jim, but not to single out one guy on defense, because you guys had a lot of big contributions.
I would give me one. Sometimes I miss it, but who?
Well, DeMarcus Walker. I mean, after the game he had last year, he was not happy with the way he played against them last year. To play the way he did today.
He's outstanding. But guys, he has been that way ever since camp started. I mean, he's been a leader. Football is important to him. His communication to me about teammates, leadership, things that go on in the team. I mean, this guy, it's his life. He loves playing football here and what it means to be a great player and a great teammate, and has a lot of pride in himself. He did an outstanding job.
It seemed like the defense, even though there was no way NC State was going to come back, it was important to them on that line.
Oh, exactly right. That's the pride. That's what we talk about. Every play. No matter what times in the game, there's no reason to take a play off. And you can't do that. They were outstanding in the game, and did they hold him out of the end zone? Talks about the character.
Derwin James seems like he keeps building on every performance every week. What are you seeing of his evolution,
Getting better,
maturation?
making plays, and the thing he's doing too. Occasionally there'll be some things wrong because at safety there's so much going on you can't see, but he ends up making up for some things. But the thing we see the physical abilities, but what I'm so happy about Derwin is there's less and less every week of mental mistakes, alignments, assignments, techniques, and there's so much going on, and we do so much with him because of his intelligence level. And you just see him growing as a player, and his confidence is just coming through the script.
Jimbo, you've yet to mention the all-time leading rusher in school history.
Who's that? Who's that guy? Oh, number 4 guy. He's not bad.
And again, he comes out of the game limping and Just what,
Then they said he tweaked his ankle and it went over and they worked on it a little bit and he comes back. Again, that guy, he's past tough. I don't know what, there's gotta be another word past that now. I mean, but he just has a will to play and compete and to break a guy like, it was great. It's ironic that Warwick was here, but they just was in the locker room congratulating him and, and said, all those things to him. But the class of that guy, the toughness of that guy, the character of that guy, I mean, they're making, I don't know who's the best back in the country, but I wouldn't trade that one for nobody in America. And more importantly, his character and who he is as a person.
when you see him limp out of a game, I mean, it comes to the point where he comes back and he's usually better. I mean, so what do you think?
Certain guys have it. Certain guys have it. Certain guys have a drive to play. They have a will to play. And how Michael Jordan goes score 35, he got the flu and 103, and he can't walk off the court and plays on the court and they drag him to the sideline. I'm not saying it's Michael, I don't mean that. But certain guys have an it factor. Certain guys, it's important to them. It's important to them, so they find a way. And it's important to him. I mean, and he is just a tremendous, tremendous competitor in person. Tremendous.
After you have a quarter like you did in the first, is it reassuring to have a guy who can turn the momentum back your way?
That's what it takes. I always say this. In games, and I always talk about momentum is critical in games. Okay? We talk about the X and O's and why momentum changes, but momentum gets swung, and especially in pro sports and all sports, but college and high school, man, it's hard to swing it. And two things swing it. The other team just either screws it up bad or great players. Great players swing momentum. They go make a play. They go do something special that sets the tone and gives your team hope, and gives them confidence, and you respond. And that's what he does for us.
Jimbo, the decision to go for it at midfield, you guys were up 10, second half.
We couldn't make that far. We shouldn't have won the game. At the end of the day. I'm tired of sitting there, and we still ain't got short yardage fixed. It's ridiculous. We're going to keep working on it. We're going to keep banging on it, and we're going to keep going. We're going to figure it out. We've always been good at it. But if like I said, I got to the point, if we can't make that, then we don't deserve to win this game. And we don't deserve to have a great year. So figure it out.
Was there a discussion on that timeout about?
There was, and I was debating back and forth, and I looked at myself and said, what do you do? I mean, you're comparing. I'm the same way, and I was mad because we didn't make it. I was mad before. I said, good. If we don't make fourth down, we don't deserve to win. It's our fault.
Jim, going back to the momentum thing, after his third turnover, I think NC State had 2 solid.
And what's bad, what's bad on that? You got a low throw. We had a chance. It was white guy was wide open.
Did you think that maybe things might have gotten out of hand, considering you said momentum can play such a big role?
No, I mean, things can always get out of hand. I mean, they really do. I don't ever think in those terms. I'm always thinking about trying to come back and how we're going to win the game. I don't ever think anybody's going to get out of hand. We're trying to figure out what we're doing to come back and correct the mistakes and move on.
What about
Critical of
Sean?
a moment was the forced fumble that your guys had in the third quarter.
That was critical. I mean, to give us momentum and score 2 plays later, and to get that, I thought that was really critical in the game. And that's one thing we do. We're playing on defense great. We haven't gotten tons of turnovers as great as they've played, and the turnovers come in bunches. You know what I mean? So, but that was a big time play.
Jimbo, what did you see early in the week that told you that they might respond this way from that Clemson loss?
The way they practiced. I said all week the defense was really high in there, and I thought they would because they were playing well. But then the offense Monday was okay, Tuesday a little bit down, Wednesday they started picking up, and Thursday they were really up. I mean, they just saw it looking around. And we talked to them about it. I go back and I rehashed this. I said, pride, and we talked about a dynasty of Florida State here, right? For 87 to 2000, 2001. Go back and think about it. How they, all those teams, while they were a dynasty, they lost some heartbreaking games in that 14-year. I'm talking about heartbreakers in that 14-year run. And I talked to them about it. I said, being up 19-3 on the fourth quarter of Miami and losing 26-25. They never lost a game. That team finished second. 88 to be number 1, lose 31-0. Team finished 11-1 and finished second. And 89 to lose the first 2, then to win 10 in a row and finish in the top 5. And 90 to lose back-to-back to Miami and Auburn in the middle, and then win out. Beat Penn State in the bowl game. 91 to lose the last 2 games of the year to Miami and Florida, being number 1. Still went and won the bowl game against Texas A&M. And 92 lost a tough one. 93, but the dynasty was built not on the championships, but on the responses and the consistency and the competitiveness and the great players of how they responded to adversity over that 14 years. We talk about all the wins and everything else. It wasn't about that. It was about their adversity to keep winning and keep, no matter what happened to them. They had some heartbreakers in there. Could have won 3 or 4 more matches. But that's the way ball is. That's the way life is. How are you going to respond? They guys didn't know that. They didn't know that they had lost 2 in a row. 3 years in a row. 89, 90, 91, they lost back-to-back 2 years in a row. Back-to-back games during that time. But they responded and had great years, and it was considered a diet. I said, how do you respond? We competed in those games. You know what I'm saying? I've said that before. I've said we've come up short on points 2 games in a row. I don't think we've been beaten yet. I don't mean that in any disrespect to our opponents. But it's how you respond to those things. It's how you come back from those things and what you do and how you finish out this season. You're leaving the dynasty here. Make another one. And those guys all went through it. And part of that dynasty was losing and responding.
Jim, but did Bobby have anything particular to say to you when you went over to him after the first
Yeah, why you
quarter?
always let these guys get ahead of you? I said, you got any suggestions? He said, nope, they're on you, baby.
Jimbo,
He said, they're on you. They always do. I mean, it was just great to see, man. Talk about 35 years ago to be, the Bobby Dodd coach here and what he mean. You know what's funny? He looks younger now. He's getting younger. I'm getting older in dog years. He's getting younger.
Jimbo, with that in mind, talking about the dynasties, will you talk to your team about the process of the importance of winning the next 2 games to improve your chances for
Yes.
better, talk about what
Well, it
you
is
know.
about how you finish and how you compete and how you play it out. That's what it's all about. And have double-digit wins. This senior class can be the winningest senior class in Florida State history. Got a chance to win 50 games. It's a senior class. Think about that. 50 games. That's a lot of football games. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they can do some great things. I mean, you want a legacy? What you going to leave behind for these young guys? And you young guys want to set the tone for what's going on next year? You do it right now. You don't wait till then. You do it right now because it's who you are. It's your culture. It's your nature. Everything don't go well. Life ain't always fair. We don't always work out right. What you respond to.
All right, thank you.